We're checking out the Parlee Altum disc. The Altum disc is a lightweight disc brake road bike offering from Parlee that's available in a whole ton of sizes with really high-end carbon engineering. And it's from a company out of Beverly, Massachusetts. Now this Altum disc represents the technology that Parlee has been able to incorporate over quite a few years. They've come through with some modern tube shaping to it, a really neat way to have a whole ton of frame sizes, and then taking the technology from their US made bikes in Beverly, Massachusetts to this bike, well produced overseas, having the same DNA as the higher end Parlee options. Now this Altum disc is kind of the perfect blend of performance oriented angles on the bike to make sure that it handles and rides extremely well, but at the same time it has enough compliance and enough ability to quiet down the road surface that it's really going to be a great bike out on some long rides. So as we take a look at the bike, the first feature we'll take a look at is going to be the Press Fit 30 bottom bracket. So this is a carbon shell around a really good sized piece on the frame here. Your junction between your chainstay and your down tube is quite large in size, which should give you really nice support. And then Parlee's going to provide you with a Press Fit 30 bottom bracket. You can see it's got a really tall shoulder, and that's actually going to get pressed into the frame so that you end up with a really durable and creak-free bottom bracket. Now the next thing we should talk about is actually going to be the dropouts. So this particular one you can see is a 12 by 100 through axle, but this dropout is actually replaceable. So if you take a look, there's 2 bolts on the inside of the dropout, and those can be removed to change what dropout is actually in the frame. So for instance, you can also run a 9mm QR with derailleur hanger, and that swaps right out, so the same frame can run both through axle as well as quick release in the rear. Now the fork on the front, that's of course going to be a 12 by 100, so 12mm through axle here, and this is going to be fixed as a through axle fork. On the frame you'll notice that it's fully internal routing. So the internal routing starts at the top of the down tube, and that's going to go all the way through the frame. You're going to have a little junction to come out for the front derailleur, and then the rear derailleur is going to come out at the end of the chainstay, and inside of the chainstay is actually going to be where the rear brake comes out. It's got a braze-on for the front derailleur, so this piece here is replaceable as well as removable, just in case you wanted to go the 1X setup or maybe you damaged this. And then on the front end of the bike is really where one of the neat pieces of magic happens. What it actually has is a small little bump here on the front end of the bike that allows you to change different heights of their flex fit cap. So this cap actually goes right on top as the top cap for your headset bearing, and these will come in 3 different heights, from a very short one to the medium cap that we have here, and then a tall rise as well. And that allows them to be able to fit both multiple head tube heights even while having some nicer performance geometry. And that allows this bike to be able to be both a endurance comfortable bike, but at the same time you're not giving up the ability to have nice angles and a fast riding bike. So now that we've taken a look at many of the features of the Parlee Altum disc frame set, let's go ahead, place it on a scale, and see what it comes in at. So the Parlee Altum disc is going to come in and weigh 897 grams in a size medium large. And the fork, uncut steer tube disc brake fork, is going to come in and weigh 436 grams. Well, as you can see there, this frame and fork are really quite light, even considering that they're the disc brake format. So go ahead, let me know your thoughts down in the description below. This is a pretty unique bike, pretty unique brand, and a neat setup, so I'm curious to see what you think. As well as, while you're at it, I've got in the description a link to my review of this bike built up. I did get this as a personal bike a few years ago, and I really enjoy riding it. Well, thanks again. Be sure to hit the subscribe button, and I can't wait to see you in the next video.